Ideas are the lifeblood of an organization. This is what makes organizations become innovation high flyers. Of course, it also increases the inclination of an organization towards intrapreneurship. Intrapreneurship is the encouragement of entrepreneurship or startup culture within an organization, which leads to formation of new business processes, new models of doing businesses, and probably new products. Yes, there is a science behind idea generation. Idea generation should not be left to chance or luck. Many times organizations that feel they are not technologically inclined believe that idea generation is not for them. But idea generation can be done by organizations if they look beyond their core or if they consider future scenarios. Future scenarios are things that can happen in the future, occurrences that can happen in the future. And by considering these future scenarios and generating ideas beyond their core, it can actually be a scientific process that can lead to churning out quality ideas from the organization. The ideation culture of an organization can be tested by considering certain factors. Ideation culture actually means that idea generation and innovation is part of the everyday, day-to-day activities of the employees of an organization or of a business. What this means is that you can predict the outcome or the future of an organization by looking at the culture. It can be tested in several ways. First of all, you can look at the engagement level or the involvement level of top-level and mid-level managers. By understanding how much they are involved in innovation, you can actually gauge the culture of an organization in terms of idea generation or ideation. Also, you can look at factors like trust and transparency, in which the employees believe that they will be duly recognized or given the suitable recognition for ideas that they generate. Employees believe that they will see the ideas to a considerably good level in terms of implementation. Employees also believe that they can trust the boss or the employer to support them in idea generation. When employees have this trust and transparency factor sorted out, most times the ideation culture is usually quite high. A third factor that I would like to mention is that when there is high variety and diversity in personality and innovation styles in the organization, then there is likely to be a high and quality level of ideation culture within the organization. Yeah, I think those are key factors that you can look at in testing the ideation culture of an organization. Open innovation and crowdsourcing are very good ways to generate ideas from external sources. We've been talking about internal sources all the while, but based on an assessment of the ideation culture of an organization, companies can decide if they realize that they don't have a strong ideation culture. They can decide to actually source for excellent or quality ideas from other networks or other sources beyond the organization. Now, in doing this, they are throwing a campaign or a challenge open beyond the organization. In this case, the open networks or open innovation networks, or the crowd, as it were, will be able to look beyond the core of the organization in question and generate more quality ideas that will be more interesting to the organization. So companies can benefit from open innovation networks and crowdsourcing if they realize that they don't have the strong innovation or ideation culture and they want to generate ideas from external sources. And also, the interesting part of it is that open innovation networks and crowdsourced ideas will always be beyond the core of an organization, which is good for the quality and the excellence in the results gotten from ideation. No, the quality of ideas or idea generation processes is not limited based on industry. People or companies, managers believe that when they belong to the more traditional types of industries, they are limited in terms of the kind of ideas they can generate, as I mentioned earlier. But that is not the case. We've realized from studies, we've realized from experience that companies, no matter how traditional or no matter how grassroots they are in terms of their current operations, can always generate ideas and succeed in an effective idea generation process. This is because generating ideas involves looking beyond your core, number one. Number two, it also involves looking into future scenarios. No industry will remain the way it is today in the next 20 years. Things change and things are very dynamic these days. So generating ideas based on future scenarios and based on adjacencies that are beyond your core makes it possible for any kind of industry to generate quality ideas. An organization can implement the ideas in different ways. Firstly, the ideas are taken and collected and prioritized based on certain predetermined criteria. When the ideas are prioritized, the selected ideas that are most suitable to the challenge of the organization are now taken through an incubation process. Now, the incubation process is mostly is most effectively done in an autonomous business unit, which means a separate business unit than the constant day-to-day activities of the organization. So the ideas are taken into an incubation unit or an incubation process in which they are taken from the design stage to the prototyping of the ideas towards the stage where they can be taken into the market and commercialized. One of the major packages that we've developed in catering for organizations that want to develop ideas is called IdeaFusion. IdeaFusion is a product or a solution that takes the organization right from an evaluation of the current culture to the point where they are ready to launch the best ideas that have been generated either from an internal process or an external process. IdeaFusion is a new offering, it's a robust offering that we believe is very well customized to the needs of customers and even can be modified further to suit the needs of specific clients in the market and specific industries in the market. Companies can apply by, first of all, trying to identify the process that is most suitable to them. What we do in Innovation 360 is that we customize processes, methodologies, and frameworks to suit the needs and the challenges of every organization in terms of idea generation. When we do that, we now take the ideas or the company itself through a process of developing procedures and policies, a process of developing a good view of the ideation culture of the organization, a process of now developing tools and techniques of generating ideas, and then finally a playbook that we can use in selecting and prioritizing the best ideas, after which we can now develop the frameworks of accelerating the ideas to market. Now, you can learn more about IdeaFusion by visiting our website, i360institute.com/IdeaFusion. There you can even download the brochure and take a mini assessment that assesses your organization's culture. And we do this in 4 different dimensions. We assess your organization's culture in 4 different dimensions. First of all, we assess you based on your innovation champions, the involvement and the presence of innovation champions. We assess you based on the kind of management processes that are available currently in your organization. We assess you based on the variety and diversity of the personalities and the employees in your organization, which are actually the types of innovators in the organization. And then lastly, we assess you based on the trust and transparency present in your organization.